Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Rohini here. It's been a while. I wanted to come back with a second version of one of my most popular videos now, which is habits that have changed my life. My interest in where my channel is going are kind of aligned with that video. So I thought it'd be fun to do a habits that have changed my life, part 2, years later now that I have gone through, a lot of things, a lot of growth, and I have been studying, just constantly studying so many things the last year, and I feel like I have some more habits that I want to share with you guys. So these are habits that have changed my life, obviously as the title says, but also just made my life richer, most importantly, made my life more fulfilled, more present. Yeah, mostly just made my life more rich. So I have a few of the same habits from the last video just because they are like ground zero. You got to start there. They're really great. And then I also have some more that I want to talk about. I hope you guys enjoy this video. And if you haven't watched the first one, definitely recommend that you go watch that. And don't forget to subscribe if you are new here. Happy to have you. This video is sponsored by Scentbird. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit about them and then get on with the habits. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service that gives you the opportunity to shop from over 600 brands. It's a flexible subscription service, so you can skip any month and there are no penalties. Scentbird lets you choose a new designer fragrance every single month for only $16, and you get to pick what you want every month, so there are no surprises and you make sure that you like what you're getting. You get a 30-day supply, which is 8 times bigger than those little mini sample size fragrances, so lots to work with. And you also have the opportunity to upgrade to 2 or 3 fragrances a month. Scentbird carries all of the bougie brands that we all know and love: Prada, Gucci, Versace, Atelier, Cologne. I hope I said that right. If you like the indie brands or the more designer bougie names, they got you covered. And some of these fragrances are very, very expensive, like $300 for a bottle, and you get to try it out for only $16 a month. 30-day supply, very good deal. And if you use my code Rohini, which is also down in the description box, you get to try it out for only $11 a month. So basically $300 bottle of perfume, 30-day supply for only $11. That's a very good deal. So this month I picked 4 scents out. They're all pretty different, but still my vibe. We got the Taka, I think it's Taka Gia. I've heard a lot about this brand. It's this bottle. I've seen it like a lot of places. Very nice. It has pink peppercorn, tangerine, Turkish rose, amber, and vanilla. Pink peppercorn and amber are some of my favorite, all-time favorite notes in perfume, so very excited to rock that. And then this next one, Robert Peugeot, hopefully I said that right, Gardenia. And then this next one, Atelier Cologne. Atelier, I love saying that word, Atelier. Clementine, California. I've heard a lot about this fragrance. I feel like everyone loves Atelier cologne. This last one I got, Rachel Zoe Empowered. Love that name. It has Solar Floral Accord, Jasmine, Coconut, Vanilla, and Musk. Kind of a summery scent. So make sure to use my code Rohini for 30% off. You can get your first month for only $11 instead of $16, good deal. They also have a great app that's super easy to use if you want to download that. The link will also be in the bio for that. Thanks, Scentbird. Got me smelling good. Okay, so the first video that I did was they were definitely practical habits, kind of more like physical things or things to structure into your routine. And I have some of those too, but these are more like mindset shifts and habits in your thinking, I guess you could say. There's a little bit of both, so let's just get into it. I have them all written down. So number 1 is the same one that I had in the last video: make your bed every day. And it seems very simple and maybe it's obvious to some of you, but it really just shifts your whole mindset, gets your day going on the right foot. Because what I recommended and what I recommend is once you get out of bed, once you brush your teeth, wash your face, whatever, put your clothes on, just make your bed right away. Before you leave your bedroom, make your bed. Because to me, it just shows this like simple sign of respect to yourself that you make it a priority to make this bed, have it clean and neat, so then by the end of the day when you want to go to bed, it is ready for you and it's fresh, and there's nothing better than pulling back the covers and getting ready for bed. It's a sign of respect to yourself, and also just a simple habit that you can make a point of doing every day that shows you that you have some discipline and some motivation. So I think it's great. I know there's studies on the most successful people in the world make their beds every day. So yeah, just make your bed every day. Maybe it seems dumb, but I think it makes a big impact. Number 2, I also shared in the last video, get dressed right away. Don't bring your pajamas into the kitchen to make your cup of coffee. Just, my thing is, make your room like a sacred little I don't know, force field, a little space. So do everything you need to do to get ready for the day in your room. And then once you're out of your room, you're in the day, kind of like. So you make your bed and you get dressed. You get out of your pajamas. You wash your face, do your skincare, deodorant, brush your teeth, whatever, and get your outfit on. And then go start your day. Then go meditate. Then go exercise. Then go make your coffee, make your breakfast. Even though it's tempting to just sneak out for a little cup of joe while you're still in your pajamas, I often find that I end up staying in my pajamas for a lot longer than I plan to if I do that. So just set the barrier. Just tell yourself, I'm gonna get dressed right away before I leave my bedroom. So I think that really helps. And also, at least for me, like clothes and how I'm dressed really influences my mood, or vice versa. I dress depending on my mood for the day. So if you want to have a really productive day, you want to get things done, you want to get the day off on the right foot, just getting dressed, taking the time to put together an outfit that makes you feel confident, makes you feel comfortable, is really important. And I think that's just a nice mindset shift for the start of the day. So get dressed right away. Especially for me, if I stay in my pajamas, I'm a lot less motivated to do anything because they're so comfortable. And pajamas are for sleeping, so it just makes me want to sleep. If I stay in my pajamas, I just kind of want to stay in bed. So put on an outfit that makes you feel confident or comfortable and kick ass in your day. Number 3, this is something that has completely changed my life this last year, is to nourish yourself in the AM, in the morning. So have a routine you do every day just for you, for no one else, just for you. And obviously this is hard if you guys have a job where you have to get up early, show up early. If you're a mom, if you have a lot going on, this is obviously very hard. And I know it's easier for me because I work from home and I'm not a mom yet. I don't have someone that needs to be breastfed at 7 a.m. So obviously, you know, take what works for you and leave what doesn't. This is just my suggestions. If you can get up earlier and make a sacred time in the morning that's just for you, it nourishes you. It kind of fills up your tank in the morning. So with all the bullshit you have to experience during the day, you have more in your tank. So it doesn't, like if something bad happens or something stresses you out, it doesn't just take you right down to zero. You still have some energy that you gave to yourself in the morning. So for me, I do my skincare. I have a morning playlist, which I talked about in my last video. I still use the same morning playlist so many years later. Sage, my husband, is sick of listening to it because it's been played so many times, but it's just so good. I'll link it down below. But just kind of a nice morning playlist that you play almost every day. It's like just the routine. We're humans that really can get into habits and get into routines, and filling those routines with things that are uplifting can make a big difference. So I have my morning playlist, and before I do anything else, I come in here and I meditate. I have found that meditation has completely changed my life. I'm going to talk more about that later. I also like to make hot lemon water in the morning first thing. I like to journal. So whatever it is for you, maybe you like to exercise in the morning, maybe you like to go on a walk with your dog, maybe you like to make a certain smoothie or read a certain book, whatever it is, find things that really fill up your cup and make you feel energized and joyful and present, and do that in the morning. Carve out some time where you do the same things every day or something similar that is just for you and for no one else but you. It's very impactful, and I find that the rest of my day flows so much easier. I have more patience, I have more motivation, I'm just more present in my day when I've nourished myself in the mornings. And of course, do what works for you. We're all individuals. Everything is totally up to you. Number 4, this is something that I'm just reminded of a lot as I'm growing older and my friends are, getting married or having kids or whatever it is. Number 4 is make dates with friends or loved ones every week in advance. So prioritize who fill you up. Prioritize your friends and your loved ones. And especially if you're in a relationship or a serious relationship, it can be very easy and comfortable to just kind of fall into that relationship and let your friendships kind of go on the back burner. So something that I'm very mindful of is prioritizing my friends and making sure that I have dates with them in advance as we all get busy or our lives get hectic. There's so much going on. Planning a date in advance is really, really important. And I thought of this one because I just planned a date last week with my friend Amber, and we just got coffee this morning and talked and just caught up, and it's so nice. Again, everyone's schedules are different. Whatever works for you. It's maybe you guys go to the gym together, maybe you go to a workout class, maybe you just Zoom for like 20 minutes in the afternoon, maybe you got for happy hour, maybe you meet for lunch in between your work breaks. Whatever it is, planning ahead of time to meet up with your friends is so valuable, and I think as an adult it can easily kind of fall onto the back burner and you forget to do it. So being conscious of making time for people that make you feel good and uplift you and bring you joy and happiness, and also being there for them. It's very important in my opinion. Number 5 kind of goes along with that, sort of friendships. I said this in my last video too, and this is my number 1 advice for anyone all the time, and also advice for myself, is to cut out people who bring you down. And in my last video, I think I said toxic people, which is a very broad way to put it, but I don't really like that word anymore, toxic people, because people who are hurting and kind of bring others down just have a wound in them that they need to heal. So I'm not going to label them toxic, even though some of their behavior might feel quite toxic. So anywho, cut out people from your life that bring you down. That's simple as that. Be very careful with who you give your energy to. Your friends should uplift you, encourage you, be there for you, cheer you on when you have a success, not be jealous of you, not give you snide little remarks, not make you feel worse about yourself, not bring you down. They should uplift you, point blank, period. Like, you have no room or time in your life. You have no time to spare to give your energy to someone who doesn't want you to succeed. That is just point blank, period. I don't even say that expression, but it's just the truth. So yeah, be very mindful of who you let in your life, and once you know your worth and you know what you deserve in terms of friends, relationships, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever it is, once you know your worth and you stand up for it, people who are more aligned with what you really deserve will start to come into your life. So first step is acknowledging your worth and acknowledging that you are worthy of people who treat you with respect and love and cheer you on. Number 6 is dance, move, and laugh as often as possible and experience joy just for you. So I was going to just say dance every day, but not everyone likes to dance. For me, dancing and just being silly, whenever I cook, I will blast music and just like be super silly and shake my butt, like whatever, while I'm cooking, and it just feels so good. And sometimes it feels a little embarrassing because I'm literally by myself, like dancing my ass off in the kitchen, but that's the thing, no one is watching, no one can notice. You're doing this just for you. And that's something that I really learned this last year, is when you feel embarrassed when you're by yourself doing something just for you, it's just like a judgment that you're holding against yourself. And once you learn to overcome that judgment and just feel free in the moment to do whatever it is that you want to do, it's very exciting. It's very freeing to just let go of that judgment that you hold against yourself. So do something every day that's just pure joy, if you can, just for you. Even if it's small, even if you just call someone who makes you laugh and you guys laugh a lot, or you watch a silly cartoon, or you read a book that makes you happy, or you go to workout class, or you go dance with your friends, whatever it is, do something that just brings you joy. And obviously I say every day, life gets crazy. I definitely don't dance every day, but I would love to dance every day. And I keep thinking about when I have kids, I'm just gonna have like dance parties with my kids, like just make movement and joy and dance part of our lives. So do things that bring you joy. That's the whole concept of all of this. Number 7, meditate every day. If you're into that, not everyone is into meditation, but personally, these are, again, habits that have changed my life. Meditating every single day has changed my life. And of course, there are days where I get too busy, or I'm not home, or I sleep in, or whatever it is, and I don't meditate, but I notice a huge difference from when I do and when I don't. I have so much more patience with myself and with others when I meditate. I have so much more joy in the day-to-day. I have gratitude for things. I'm way more present. Like, there's so many studies that prove that meditation literally helps your body physically in so many ways. Helps with anxiety, helps with depression, helps with stress, helps with sleep, helps with so many things. Meditation is incredible. This is not a new thing. It's been around thousands and thousands of years, and it's the shit. So if you want to start off meditating, you don't know where to start, Headspace I think is like a great beginner app. I don't personally love Headspace because I feel like it he talks too much, so it distracts me from meditating. But if you're beginning, I think that's great. Also, my favorite app for meditation is Insight Timer. It's what I use. It's free. There's thousands and thousands of free meditations on there. I love Insight Timer. I do the morning meditation on there almost every day. They have a lot of great music too. So if you just want to, like, you know, freeform meditate, there's music. There's a lot of great stuff. So definitely recommend getting into that. I know it's hard, but guided meditations can be pretty easy. All you got to do, especially put on headphones. If you have noise canceling headphones or earbuds, that helps a lot. Sit down, find a nice safe space to meditate, do some deep breathing, and just try to focus on the words that they're saying and just focus on your breathing. And don't beat yourself up if you get distracted. You know, it's no big deal. Don't beat yourself up. It's okay. Just, you know, keep trying to focus back on your breath. And even if you just sit there for 10 minutes breathing and trying, you'll probably still feel a lot better after. So I love meditation. Number 8, make cooking a meal a sacred act. So it sounds very, like, I don't know, dramatic, but just being mindful and intentional with your cooking really helps it be more fun, at least for me. Because sometimes you're just really rushing, you're really hungry, you don't really have time to be intentional about what you're making. But if you are someone who has time to cook dinner or you enjoy cooking, if you can just make kind of a routine out of it, again, just put on some music that you like, you know, get a glass of wine or get a LaCroix or whatever it is, just pick out the ingredients and think about all the yummy flavors you're going to do, and, you know, be intentional when you chop and just put some love into it basically, and kind of let that be like a nice relaxing thing for you. Like, cooking really can be a form of therapy for me. I feel like I really just kind of get out of my head and I get into the chopping and the sauteing and all that. So cooking can be really, really fun. And I also think it's a great time to hold gratitude for the food and all of the people that it took for that food to come to you, and now you get to eat it, now it gets to nourish your body. And I've been saying this a lot lately since I'm in a nutrition class, but health is everything we have. If we don't have our health, we don't have anything. You can have everything else in the world, material, physical, all of that, but at the end of your life, if you don't have your health, you don't get to enjoy anything else. So health is very important. Cooking is a great way to just be more mindful with what you're putting in your body and put some extra love into it. And I have a lot of recipes saved on my Instagram highlights. I try to share whatever I cook. I've really gotten into cooking lately. So yeah, if you want to check that out, my Instagram's Rohini Elise. Okay, so this one's a little intense. But just bear with me. This is something that has totally changed my fucking mind. Just exploded my brain and put it back together. Crazy. So number 9 is Hoka Hey. If you guys listen to Aubrey Marcus's podcast at all, he always talks about Hoka Hey. It's one of his favorite phrases, and it basically means today is a good day to die. So pretty intense. It's originally from the Lakota Indian tribe. I think that's one of their battle cries that they used to chant when they would go into battle. But to me, Hoka Hey, today is a good day to die, that puts me in my freaking body so fast. Like, if I'm pitying myself, throwing myself a fucking pity party, if I'm whining, if I'm unmotivated, if I'm just like blah, like not doing anything for no good reason, if I just think about Hoka Hey, I'm like, oh my God, like kind of just kicks my ass into gear, because today is a good day to die means that you're living as much as you possibly can. You're living a life fully lived as much as possible. So if you live a life fully lived, any day is a good day to die, because you know you gave it your all every single day. So that mindset is really just incredible. I honestly might get that tattooed on me somewhere. But I don't know. Maybe if this resonates with you, it can be really impactful if you feel unmotivated, or you feel stuck, or you feel like you don't have a purpose on this earth, or any of those thoughts that often come into my mind too. It's like, Hoka Hey, today's a good day to die. Is it a good day to die? Did I give it my all? Did I do things that I want? Are these things filling me up and bringing me joy? And am I passionate about these? Am I being kind to people? Am I speaking with respect? Am I nurturing the planet? There are just so many things that go along with that. So that saying is really just blown my mind. So take that as you will. Number 10, this one's super powerful. Habit of switching this mindset, because our thoughts, create our reality ultimately, and switching why is this happening to me to this is happening for me literally changed the game, and I'm still working on this. All of this stuff I'm still working on. I'll never be done working on any of it. I am no expert. I am no expert. Just along for the ride. Why is this happening for me instead of to me? Because sometimes you're in a shitty fucking spot, you're feeling terrible, bad things are going wrong, everything's just going wrong, and you're like, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? It's often a sign, in my opinion, that the universe is just giving you a sign that things are going to change, things need to change, and there's a lesson waiting in this that needs to be learned and healed within you. So if you can switch bad things that happen to you, like if you don't get into this college that you want, or you don't get the job that you want, or your boyfriend breaks up with you, instead of obviously in the moment, probably hard to say this, but after you've had some time to kind of heal and reflect, if you can change it to why did this happen for me, it can prompt you into finding the lessons and the good outcomes of whatever the shitty thing was. I've heard so many stories of this, like I was engaged to this person and I thought he was the one, and then he broke up with me out of nowhere and my life was over, and then 2 years later I, found my dream job and moved across the country, and now I'm more in love than I've ever been. Like, you never know how things are going to work out. For me, I like to trust that there's a plan and there's higher purpose for all of this. When shit gets tough, it's nice for me to know that there's a plan. So if you can kind of change your mindset to this is happening for me, you never know what's waiting for you down the line. What you wanted might not be what you actually need. So that's just a nice mindset shift. Number 11, feel your feelings. This is a new thing for me. As an Aquarius, I have in the past just kind of shoved down my feelings, and that's not healthy. So feeling your feelings is a habit that I'm working on. For me, that just looks like when something comes up that kind of like triggers me or makes me really upset or very reactionary, instead of just like tamping it down and trying to push it down and ignore it and act like nothing's happening and everything's fine, I just kind of let the feeling rise up and then acknowledge it for what it is, let it come up, and often I will, so this brings me to my next one, number 12, journal it out. Journaling out my feelings and my emotions and all the crazy thoughts going on in my head, putting it out on paper and just going is so good. I really don't know where I would be this last year if I hadn't picked up journaling. I just started this journal in January and I filled up all these pages. I only have a few pages left. So feel your feelings, let them come up, even though they hurt and they suck. If you can deal with them head on, go through the feelings instead of pushing them down, you can oftentimes heal the wound a lot faster than just constantly repressing, and then it follows you along for years and years and years instead of just kind of dealing with it head on. And obviously, this is great to go to a therapist for, or if you have certain spiritual practices that really help you heal, or talking with your friends, your loved ones. There's a lot of ways to cope with things that have happened to you, trauma, feelings. Not saying you need to deal with it on your own, of course, but I really think if we can feel our feelings, again, that's just a life fully lived, in my opinion. That's kind of how I see it. But so yeah, journal everything out with no judgment. Again, there's no one watching you. Just like when you dance in the kitchen by yourself, going crazy, when you journal out like all these things that you might be embarrassed to say to someone out loud, no one's watching you. You are safe. You can say whatever you need to say. No one's watching you. No one's judging you. The only judgment you're feeling is one you're placing on yourself. And that needs to go. That just needs to go. We don't need to judge ourselves. People judge enough as it is. We don't need to add on top of it. Journal everything out. Journal what you're feeling out on paper. Sometimes I go back and I reread what I said when I was having a rough time, and I'm like, that's so fucking cringy. But it is what it is, and I always feel better after. So number 13, something very impactful. Be impeccable with your word. This is from The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Very impactful book. Would highly recommend it to everyone. But yeah, be impeccable with your word. Be impeccable with your speech. Treat words and speech with respect. They deserve respect. There is meaning behind words. And I think it's very powerful to treat the words with the respect that they deserve. Don't speak negatively about others or yourself. Obviously, this is hard, something that I'm constantly working on, but ultimately, he kind of says that when you speak negatively against someone else or yourself, it just ends up bringing back negative energy back to yourself. So if you can try to speak positively of others, or just simply don't judge, try not to judge others. Again, this is like the life lesson, like very difficult to overcome, but I'm still, down to try. Be impeccable with your word. Be careful with your words because they mean a lot. And if we can speak positively it'll bring more positive energy back to us. So number 14 goes along with that. This habit is something that is hard, but very beneficial. I'm like saying this as I'm just trying to do this shit, trying to figure it out for myself too. Number 14, reframing negative self-talk with positive affirmations. So you can literally rewire your brain. I don't know if you guys knew this, but we're not stuck. We're not stuck with our trauma. We're not stuck with our family habits. We're not stuck with what we grew up with. We can retrain our brain. We can rewire our brain. Epigenetics. If you guys haven't heard about epigenetics, definitely think it's interesting if you want to take a gander. I don't know enough about it to properly talk about it, I don't think, but all I do know is that we're not stuck with these mindset and this negative self-talk. It might feel like we're stuck, but we're not. Just like you can start a new habit, you can also kick an old one, and negative self-talk is nothing more than a habit. So all you have to do is break that habit. It's hard, but you can do it. So one great way to do that I've heard and learned about is when you have this negative self-talk, you hear it. First of all, you have to be conscious of it. You listen to what you're saying. If you're like, oh, I look so fucking fat in these jeans, you go, hold on, girl. No, you don't. Let's address that. You don't look fat in these jeans, and just replace it with, I'm beautiful, I'm confident, I'm sexy, whatever it is. Replace that thought with a positive affirmation. You got to catch the thought, toss it out, and replace it with something else. And this takes a long time. This does take a long time. You got to keep doing it. You got to be in the fight. You got to fight those negative self-talk, those negative thoughts. You got to fight them. But I think it's a very worthwhile fight. So catch the thoughts, replace it with a positive affirmation. There are so many amazing positive affirmations. The ones that I'm really vibing with lately are, I am safe, I'm protected, because I talked about in my podcast, but yeah, I'm safe, I'm protected. Those are my ones lately. And a lot of my friends do put their positive affirmations on sticky notes, put them on their mirrors, on their computers, on their desks, wherever it is, as their phone background, as a tattoo. So yeah, positive affirmations sound hella cheesy, but they feel really good. So take it as you will. And basically how I see it is that these negative thoughts are going on in a loop in our brain. And I literally picture it as this thought like carved a little groove in your brain. So you're just stuck in it. And sometimes you don't even realize you're saying these things about yourself. It's subconscious, like these subconscious negative beliefs that you think you can't do something, or you think you're not worthy of something, so you don't even try. So once we are aware of these thoughts and we are aware of this groove in our brain, we can try to catch it, stop it, and like redo the groove with positive affirmations. So it's kind of like magic, but it's pretty dope. Epigenetics. Number 15, the last one. I could probably go on forever and ever. I could go on forever. I really could. If you guys are liking what you're hearing, I do have a podcast where I talk about this stuff every single week, every Wednesday for an hour. So it's called Acting My Age if you want to check it out. But in the meantime, the last one is give the gift of your full attention and presence and be where your feet are. The habit, trying to be where my feet are, very challenging at times because our minds like to float off in a million different directions. We have so many things going on. We have so many stressors. We have, just so many things happening. Never mind all of the distractions on our phone and on our computers and work and all this shit. So if you can start to try and give the gift of your full attention wherever your feet are. So if you're with a friend having coffee, put your phone away and be with your friend. Have coffee with your friend. Be there. Make eye contact. Really listen. Actively listen to what they're saying. If you're working out, fully work out. Don't be checking your email all the time. If you're enjoying a meal, really chew the food. Think about the food. If you're working, you're working. You're in the zone. So easier said than done, of course. But being where your feet are. I think that's a really nice mantra. Be where your feet are. Reminds you to be present. If you're on a walk out in nature and there's butterflies flying by you and hummingbirds and beautiful flowers, but you're on your phone or too busy thinking about your stresses to even appreciate all of it, like what's the fucking point of the walk, So yeah, just remind yourself to try to be where your feet are. And one of the morning meditations that I listen to says something along the lines of giving the gift of your full presence is like one of the best gifts that you can give someone. Because we all know how it feels when you're talking with someone and not looking at you and they're looking around, or they're just distracted, or they're on their phone, even worse, you can feel that that doesn't feel good. They're not present, and that doesn't feel very good. So if you can give your full presence to someone, really make eye contact, listen, engage with what they're saying, it's very valuable, and they will really appreciate that. So yeah, that was a lot, but these are some habits that have changed my life. Again, they're a little different than last time, but just because of the stage of my life that I'm in. I'm all about working up here these days. Making your bed and getting dressed right away in the morning are two very small things that can really make a difference and shape your morning. So I hope you guys enjoyed. There was a lot to unpack here. I could talk about this for literally forever. Let me know if you enjoyed, and any habits that really help you, anything you're working on right now, please let me know. I'd love to talk about it. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. Thank you again to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it. Make sure to go check out the links down below. Try out some amazing perfume for such a good price. And I will see you guys soon. I'm doing a lot of videos this month. It's gonna be a full packed month. I'm back this month. I'm gonna be cranking out videos, so can't wait to hang out with you guys more. And yeah, really appreciate you. Thanks for listening. Bye.